Okay, good afternoon. Hope everyone has had a great, relaxing weekend and ready for business this week. Karina, good morning to you. Happy Monday. So market is, not quite, just under a minute. Okay, so left chart, we had this channel down. You can clearly see with the break, we had two legs up. Trouble is this one, neither of them got to the EMA. So for me, it's a bit risky. I think it was a 24 tick bar. It would have worked, but it's too risky, that is, because you never know whether we're going to push up. There are sell orders up here I can see on Bookmap, so that's kind of where I was looking to get up to before I was interested in selling. So, but yeah, nothing really. So we'll see how we get on, but there are strong buyers down here around about this area here. And that is probably going to increase now as well because the market is open. Okay, orders are flying in now. So, Daryl, how you doing, buddy? Now, I've just got my two charts on here. I have got Bookmap above my head, just the YouTube version. I'm going to keep it up out the way rather than put it on my chart. You can't see it that clear when it's small anyway, and you guys can obviously just tap into this on YouTube yourself. So if I'm talking about something, you can actually see the same picture. So I will maybe pull it in from time to time, but I've just popped it up out the way there, and I'll put my liquidity areas on here if there's anywhere obvious. So Beach Bum, how you doing, buddy? Shame we didn't get. Yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at. Two legs up there. Trouble is, looks a bit too good to be true when we start going up, but that's kind of where I was looking. I could see there was sellers around this area, so channel down, a couple of legs up, and then I was expecting it to go down. It did go down in the end on my second chart. You know, there is a bearish bar. Trouble is, we're too far from the EMA. If you get that wrong, it's an expensive mistake. So if it's that far from the EMA, I just won't touch it. I think it was 20. Was it something like 25 ticks, something like that? So a tick above it, tick below it. It's 7 points. It's a big risk that even on one contract, I'm risking $350. That's times 10. I'm not risking $3,500 on that bar there. If that was obviously tucked up here somewhere, I'd have jumped all over it. But that's where the patience bits comes in. I'm in a good place at the moment. I'm really happy with me trading. I feel happy. I feel like I'm enjoying my trading. I don't get this tingle excitement that I used to get, kind of like you get when you're gambling. It's just kind of a job now, but it's a job I enjoy doing, so I feel in a much better place. So what's going on today? Is this thing going to continue down? There may be something like that, but it's a little bit too early, to be honest with you. Looking at Bookmap quickly, there are orders all over the place here, so I don't know whether this thing's going up or coming down. Market's just kind of officially open, so we're going to have more orders flooding in. But we've got orders above and orders below, so, you know, sometimes when it does that, it ranges a bit. So while we got orders above and below, I'm just letting this sort itself out. So what I can see, though, is we've got a channel down here with a break, two pushes to a new low, a retest, and a strong move up. So maybe this is a move up of sorts. Now, we've obviously had this push down. We've cleared out this possible liquidity. We had a bounce, bounce, bounce. We came down overnight, cleared out any liquidity and pushed up. So, well, your guess is as good as mine. It's a little bit messy, but we are having a little bit of a pullback. So, you know, maybe we have a leg and another leg. It's hard to say at the moment, but we just keep an eye on things. I'm just pausing, looking for trades just at the moment. I mean, long's not looking terrible, but it's a bit early. Disco, how you doing, mate? How you doing? So we've got no new discounts from Apex as of yet, but I would expect to see something this week. It's unusual they don't now. Well, there's 50% off, but I don't tend to use, not that I'm spending at the moment anyway. I've got my 10 accounts, so I'm concentrating on growing them now. I am still waiting for a $2,000 payment, which I put in last Wednesday night, so that's taking time. I'm assuming it's because it went over the weekend, but they do seem to be taking a while, Apex, but I don't mind too much as long as they pay me, and I've never had an issue with that. So yeah, no discounts that I can see at the moment apart from the 50%. What was I going to say? Let's just have a look on the site. Yeah, no, just the standard 50% off. So now we have got orders here, and it thins out a bit over here, so we may get a leg, and this may come down. It's hard to say. There is a channel with a break and a new high. So now I know some traders who will take these, but I'm just sitting tight. There is sellers in this area, but then there are sellers up at 60. So whether this thing is starting to get drawn northwards is hard to say. But the largest bunch of orders I can see are right at 55, which is here. But I'm just sitting tight. Nothing's super clear at the moment. Are we going to bounce and come back down, or are we going to go up? It's hard to say at the moment. But that channel has played out. This smaller channel has also played out. But if we do hit these sellers here at 55, this may come back to the EMA. Okay, so where's this thing going? Okay, so yeah, these orders are slowly starting to increase up here, which is driving prices up a little bit. That one there, I looked at it. It's a fair size risk at the moment, and I wasn't 100% sure we weren't doing something like this. I think it was a bit lower down, something like that. So you don't know whether you're going to trigger above it and come down. So touch. You don't know, do you? It's hard to say. It wasn't the worst trade in the world by far, but it wasn't the smallest either. So tick above, tick below. I mean, it's too big for me, to be honest with it. Come on, why can't I highlight it? So basically, tick above, tick below. It's nearly 6 points. It's too much, I think, for me. Because as I say, there's always a possibility there's something like that. It kind of did hit this same area multiple times, and you can see it running along the bottom. How nice is it fitting? So you just don't know whether it's going to come up and come down again. So I left it. I want to be really sure now, and for me, it's just a bit too early. But as I say, it does not bother me in the slightest leaving a trade. Absolutely not in the slightest. It used to. I couldn't do it now. I genuinely mean it does not bother me in the slightest. If it's not right, I'll leave it. And if I follow those rules, I make money and I grow. So, who haven't I said hello to? MMX, how you doing, buddy? Little Hammer, how you doing, mate? Okay, so yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just one of those things, isn't it? But I don't mind leaving them at all, not in the slightest. If he trades, because I don't want to miss out on a trade trying to learn. Yeah, do you know, impulsive trading was my nemesis. It really was. I hated it. I don't do it at all. Well, I say I don't do it. I very rarely do it now, but I found I couldn't control myself. Boom, I was in and lost within a few seconds. It used to infuriate me. But I don't do it anymore, or very rarely. So all I can suggest is it's just slowly. I think the more kind of nervous, let's call it nervous excitement that you have, I think that can give you an itchy trigger finger, for want of a better word. So, perhaps it's a good idea to sort of, take your hand off your mouse. I tend to keep mine on it, but I've learned over 5 years of trading now, I just have to wait until something grabs my attention. As I say, the best way I can describe it, if you're driving down the street and someone jumps out in front of you and waves their hands, you can't miss it. And that's the type of trade I like to go for. And when you go for them, they rarely fail. When you get impulsive, or they don't. But it doesn't matter how good someone else thinks the trade is. If it doesn't feel right to you, I can't stress enough, don't take it. Never copy someone else's advice, regardless of who they are, because I've done it myself and it doesn't work. And you don't learn by doing that either, because all you're doing is copying someone else. You have to take what you think is right, regardless of whether it wins or lose. That is irrelevant in the early stages. You've got to take what you believe is right, because when you lose it, you slowly get that mind turned into, last time I took a trade, it looked similar to this. I lost it, so let's leave it. You leave it, it would have triggered you, stop you out. And when that starts to happen, you get that nice feeling then that, this picture I've seen before and it doesn't feel good. And then, you're best off just leaving them. What's going on here? So I've got orders around about 63-ish to sell on Bookmap, which is there. And up at 65. So I've got sellers in this area, but I've got buyers below. So that may mean this ranges. I don't know anyone. But yeah, don't worry about that. As frustrating as it seems, it's all part of the learning process. So just try and keep that in mind. When it feels like shit, you do something silly, just remind yourself, this is all part of the learning. I know it feels crap, doesn't it? Trouble is, we focus so much on all the bad feeling, and you forget that bad feeling. You're actually getting really useful lessons that you're going to carry with you throughout your trading career. So, try not to beat yourself up about them. I used to terribly, but I've learned over time. You're only human. It's not about perfection. It's about doing the best you can with the skill you've got. And as the months and years progress, your skill gets better. Your concentration gets better, your focus, your decision making, your nerves, everything just gets better and better with time. It's impossible for it not to. What I do like about this is we've had a bounce in this area here where this liquidity is. You can clearly see, look, I mean, even if we go back last week, this area here is really playing a part. So we've come down and bounced there, but it's just a little channel. It turns, so there's nothing you can really do there. But it just turns down, literally comes into this area, and off we go. but there are strong sellers at 65, which is right there. So it's a bit of a mixed bag at the moment. We got sellers above price and buyers below. It's kind of very mixed at the moment, and when it's like that, it can be a bit trappy, and price can go sideways. Ideally, you want less down here and more up there, which gives us more of a trending market, or vice versa. But when it's like this, you know, strong orders above, strong orders below, I think it's a good idea just to leave things alone. And funnily enough, after me just mentioned that, this looks like maybe it's, you know what I mean, doing a little bit of this. Plus we got a channel up here with 2 attempts to go lower, then we could push up. We've got buyers down here at 40, which is quite low. There are a chunk of buyers down there. I mean, if I was looking to buy this market, and if this was a trending market, bullish market, I can't see why in the hell price would come down that low. But you never know. But at the moment, I'm just not sure whether we're having a correction and this is going to go continue on up or not. I'm not sure at the moment. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of 40 to 50. We've got loads of buyers. Well, I say loads. We've got a string of buyers at different levels below. And some above as well, but 65 are the strongest sellers, which are about there, which is a tick above these previous highs. So doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come down. It just means there are sellers thinking that this might be a good place to sell. I'm not so sure, really. But there are orders up at 70 as well. So maybe this is a correction and this thing is going to slowly rise. There is a possibility. See, if this continues up, then I'll look for maybe some kind of a wider channel up. Maybe something like that. Oh, so a couple did take that. Probably is. It's got to have been 5 points at least. Trouble is, we've got this small channel with a break and a new high. You don't know whether we're going to make one attempt to go and then another attempt and then fall. I know there's buyers down here and there's strong buyers. So for me, it's just a little bit too early. Thomas Way took a trade there, which worked. Anybody else? Yeah, it's amazing how we all kind of trade the same thing, but it's amazing how we can see things slightly different, isn't it? let's put that there for a minute. Trouble is, we've pulled back, I would say, probably around about 50% of that move down. So there's a failure there off that key entry point. Yeah, I sometimes I think you've just got to give them a few seconds. You don't know what I mean. That did trigger and it did come back. Doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad trade just because it came back. You know, price things take heat. It's rare you just get a bar that crosses over and rockets up. But to me, we seem to be finding a bit of a resistance here. So I can see there's orders here. So for me, I don't know. Taking that is kind of in the middle of this, isn't it? You know what I mean? Excuse me, just 1 second. Okay, so that's not looking too bad, is it? Trouble is, well, yeah, Dan didn't take that. He did leave it. Yeah, it's just we're looking at prices above and below on Bookmap. My first thought was we could range a bit here, and in all fairness, that's kind of what it looked like. But maybe as it picked up this area here, and that's what got buyers. Trouble is, it's all right having these passive orders sat here, but what we can't see until they literally materialize in front of our eyes is the aggressive buyers. So, not everybody, trades with a limit order. A lot of traders will just buy straight into the market, which, enough of them can create that move. I get why they may have taken that. Trouble is, we're supposed to wait for with Pats enough room for the highs. There's barely a tick or two there, to be honest with you. There's nothing you can do there really. But I think there's a good chance now that we may get a second leg up. Whether we'll get a full leg or not, I don't know. But there were buyers down here. That's where they were, and buyers pushed it up. So let's just clear this up a bit. Your runners at 12 points. Good on you, mate. You think prop firms have caused a decrease in market liquidity as it moves trades away from live markets? Not necessarily. And the reason I say that, well, to a degree, yeah. The reason I say that, most of the people that trade prop firms are relatively new and inexperienced traders with no money anyway. That was certainly the case for me. I wouldn't have the kind of money I'd need to make a living. So I don't necessarily think they've slowed them down. I just think they've given more newer, inexperienced traders access to be able to trade. But, there are going to be experienced traders who, may have their own pot. Well, there's bound to be, isn't there, that want a piece of the prop industry as well. So I know they've put pressure that I believe on these prop firms to get people onto a live account, because obviously they're losing out on a chunk of money, and if they want to make life difficult for prop firms, they certainly can. But as I say, they have introduced a lot more traders to trade in, and eventually majority of them will probably have a live account at some point. So, you know, I think it goes both ways, really. Trouble is, as retail traders, we don't kind of know how the mechanics work of it all, do we? So, big push off there. Nothing you can really do here, to be fair. There's no room to the highs. Same there. Although it goes higher for me, I just can't take it. I think that a lot more and more, you know, it's better for the prop firm, isn't it? You know, maybe say the first so many payments and then we put them onto live. The thing is, as soon as you put them onto live, the prop firms no longer need to pay them because any money they make will be from the live account. And they'll get maybe 10% or whatever the cut may be. So, you know, they'll limit their payment per account first, I don't know, half a dozen payments, and then they move on to live. As soon as they get them onto live, they get them off their books and earning money from the live markets as opposed to, you know, the likes of Apex and My Funded Futures having to pay them. Can't believe how quick Christmas is coming around. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I've sent another email from another company offering free challenges. Trouble is, I don't pay anything to any new company until I've seen them up and running, really. You never know what you're getting yourself in for, do you? You get them all the time. Okay, so yeah, that for me was risky as hell. It's going a bit sideways. I wouldn't shot that happened in the slightest. Two little legs back. This has to have a bit of a pullback. So it's losing a bit of momentum here. So I think this is going to turn into a slightly different channel. Maybe something like that. Leg up, bounce, bounce. Yeah, my guess is this is a different channel than we originally thought. So trouble is, bookmap's not super helpful at the moment. Usually, if this market was trending strong, I'd be seeing stronger orders up here and not much here. Yeah, you're going to have your little bit of buy orders, but they're going to come in further up. But we've got orders down. Where's 55? Right down here. I can't see this thing coming down, but it's just going up a bit steep. See, the orders are feathering out here. There is a second entry long there off that key entry point. I'm leaving it alone at the moment. I've only just moved that channel, so I want to see it properly confirmed, really, before I take that risk. I'd like to see this do something else first, so it hasn't triggered yet, or has it? No, it hasn't, I don't think. No, it hasn't triggered anyway. Okay. Plant, spike and channel. Yes, mate. That's what I've just got at the moment. There's no guarantees, but if we work from here, then I'm guessing, yeah. It's hard to say. Okay, I'm just going to have to take a quick 2 minutes. I just got to take a joint of meat out the oven. So excuse me for about 2 minutes. Okay. So let's look at orders down at 55 down here. I think that's a bit low, but you never know. It's just choppy here at the moment. Could do anything. Could have a leg and a leg. I wouldn't be surprised. So, orders down here for sure. Well, that's a fair old move down. We don't often see a 34 tick bar in the middle of the day. So, got orders here. Actually, they're a little bit lower. And funnily enough, you would expect orders to get below there. Now, it's hard to know what's going on here. Is this 2 legs back and this thing's going to take off? Maybe. I mean, that is a monstrous bar. Clearly 2 legs down and beyond it. So there are orders, strong orders, around this area, which is below there. So any liquidity there or there, I think is going to get taken out. But I wouldn't want to get into a trade until that happened. I'm assuming it's going to push up. So that's got below there now. So any liquidity there is now gone. There's some around the 50, 51, but I think that's a bit low if this thing's going to take off. So we've got a nice, well, a start of a bullish bar here. We'll see what happens, see if this takes off. If we get a high low, I'd have a go at that because there is 2 legs down. I don't like that bar. This one's an inside bar, so do you know what I was going to start doing is start marking inside bars and see how many of the trades work with an inside bar. I know Max says inside bars aren't that strong, but I don't know how many times I've seen an inside bar that goes on to work. So it'd be interesting to see how many possible trades from an inside bar worked. I've had 2 legs down. So we'll have to get to about there, I think. Okay, so 2 legs down. If you took that inside bar, it did work. Well, certainly worked for 3 points. I mean, we've had a leg down, haven't we? We've had a channel up. Hmm. Okay. Starting to look quite bearish now, this is. So let's just get rid of this. Yeah, there are orders down here at 40. Maybe this is a channel and a few attempts to push higher, followed by a reversal. It's hard to say, really. I mean, it is kind of up and down a little bit, isn't it? So there are a chunk of buyers there, a fair chunk. So leg and a leg, you certainly expect that to get back to the EMA. That's assuming it hits those buyers and doesn't trigger and come down and pick them up. Yeah, I wouldn't take that, not with these buyers down here. There, there is. Let me just see if there's. Okay, excuse me a sec. So I've just got a big joint of gammon in the oven. Should be ready, I think. I'll be a couple of minutes. Ah, calibrate new eye bearish bar. It is a second entry short. It's 20 ticks though. I'm just not sure what's going on here at the moment. I'm going to wait for a lower high, I think. There are some sell orders at 60. Not a huge amount, and there are some at 40. So I still think there's a good chance this thing's going to go down, but there are a chunk of sellers there, so that may push up, stop that bearish bar out. There's bound to be some traders take that, that's for certain. Thomas Wade said he's going to wait for a lower high, which is sensible. It may hold, but my guess is with those orders up here, it won't. You can see them. They're not huge. Red there, 87. Contracts, I'm assuming, at 60. So I'm just going to wait, and it's going a bit sideways anyway. So that's two reasons just to sit tight. It's tempting, absolutely. There's a higher low there. That is going to attract some buyers. No argument there. They're going to see two legs down. But it's going a bit sideways now, so it's going to take nothing to pop up there and stop out them. But we got a little double top. It may hold, but it's irrelevant for me. I'm sitting tight. But I guarantee there are going to be some traders trapped there. No argument. Yeah, there you go. So if you'd have taken that trade, triggered you for a tick and stopped you out. That's why it's useful having bookmap. Speedy, how you doing? Bookmap, you'd have seen there's orders up here and you'd have avoided that. Still not ready to take a trade yet. That bar's not good enough for me. It's still a little bit sideways, and as I say, we've still got those orders there. It's hard to know exactly what I think's going on at the moment. We've got a leg down and we've kind of got a correction. We've got another leg down. I think there's a fair chance we get a second leg. Be interesting to see where this thing takes us. So if we do something like that, and I say this is broken up into two as well, so we may get something like that. Obviously, there's a fair bit further down, but we could get something like that. There are no guarantees, but it's certainly possible. Quick, strong move then, but at the moment, it's still sideways. Those orders at 60 are still there, but they're not quite as strong now. So if I can see a lower high here, then that I may have a go at it. It's a little bit congested. But I don't think it's terrible. That's tempting. The only issue I have is there's very little in the way of obvious liquidity for me, and it's 20 ticks. So I'm just going to sit tight a bit here. It's tempting, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing turned I pushed up here. Mind you, having said that, the orders up here aren't as strong now, and there are aggressive sellers pushing it down. That's fair enough. I don't mind missing them at all. I'd have preferred a failure there. Second entry long to trigger. As I say, 20 ticks, tick above, tick below, 22 ticks. So 5.5 points. See if anyone took it. Someone will have done, I think. But can't see anything as yet. No. Thomas Wade took it. Fair enough. In fact, I'm really surprised Thomas got in on it because he put a limit order. It must have just come back and ticked him. Yeah, Thomas Wade doesn't worry about losing a trade. If he likes it, he takes it. I like that. It's a good attitude, that is. Have you noticed whenever you see his trades, he very rarely touches his stop. He just lets it run. That's good practice, that is. He just lets it go. I can't remember that. I can count on one hand how many times I've seen him get out of a trade. Weird how it comes back and takes the stop out before it moves down. So that will have taken his runner out for sure. He'd have waited to get down the bottom. The thing is with Thomas, he does pull his runner profit down here, and that would have come back up. I think it went down 5 points. So he got in it right on the nail. That's why I don't take runners. He'd have got in it. In fact, it was higher than that. He got in it there. So price would have come down 8.5 points. Come back. In fact, it may not have got his runner if he got in. He may have got away with that. He may have got away with that. Let's have a look. Maybe he did. Okay, maybe we get 2 legs up. We haven't made a new low yet, so 2 legs up. I'd have a go at this. Not much in the way of liquidity here. There is plenty down at 40, so I think there's a good chance this may come down. Let's see what happens. You've got a channel down with 2 legs up. Testing this area here. Big orders down at 40, which I like. My guess is price is going to come down. There's going to be a lot of liquidity. Bullish bar, semi-bullish, bullish bar. There'll be a lot of liquidity there. So maybe this is 2 legs like this. There are orders at 60 and 65, not a huge amount. So maybe we get something like that. I think taking a short here in the middle of this move up and down is risky. It's a doji on the left side, no good on the right side, so I'm just going to sit tight. Maybe we get a couple of legs and get up here. Now, we have had a couple of bounces. It may reverse, but for me, after this move down, I still think there's a good. Why can't that light? Maybe we do a leg and a leg. That's tempting. Trouble is the bars. Look at the bloody size of it. Can't take a trade like that, to be honest with you. Just for the pure size of it. 26 ticks, tick above, tick below. Lower high, I'd have a go at that. Okay, excuse me just for a couple of minutes. Okay. Interesting. Okay, orders at 60. Let's see if we get to 60. Channel down. 1, 2, 3. That will be a triple test. Let's have a look.
Order
See if we
submitted.
can hit this area, take out any liquidity here. Okay. Now, let's see what happens here. Yeah, it's just something that's making me nervous about this. There are orders up there now. You can argue that that looks like a triple test. Trouble is, just doesn't look very strong. It's 16 ticks. Yes, it's broke above here, but it's just something about it I'm not too keen on.
Order canceled.
So I'm just going to sit tight. It hasn't triggered anyway. Just looking at book maps, see, there are some stronger orders. There are some at 70 and some around about the 63, 64. So while they're there, price may go up there. You can see a few buyers coming in as well. So price may start to move up. So just for that reason, I'm staying out of any possible short here. Not only that, you may say we've had a channel with a break. We've had 1, 2, 3 attempts to go lower. Now, this may push up. So at the moment, really, I'm just sitting tight. It is a little bit stacked as well here. So you may jump in short. It may at that EMA and then turn up. So at the moment, I'm just doing nothing really. There are orders in long at 55. So I'm staying out of this. This may go up a little bit higher. What I will say though, I've had 2 legs up, and that is kind of reacting, isn't it? But with those sellers up here at about 63-ish and 70, it's a no-no for me. 63, which is funnily enough above there, and 70. Yeah, so there are 2 chunks of sellers. There's a larger one here. It is looking like a triple test, or it is looking like it's finding some resistance, but at the moment I've just got to leave this alone. Sometimes what it looks like and what it does are 2 different things. Okay, that's quite a decent reaction there. There'll be some strong sellers there. Yeah, there are strong, aggressive sellers. I mean, that measured move is kind of react. Well, there's no short trade there on either. As much as there's 2 legs up, as much as you may argue there's a triple test, there's just no decent bar to short anyway. If you wanted to, it's obvious where it's going. We see these legs up. You may say 1, 2, 3 triple test. Yeah, I get it. You may say 2 legs, perfect measured move. You can clearly see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times it's bounced off that line. You may think, yeah, short's the answer. Well, that's fine. But if we've got no bar to go short with, what can you do? It's just sit and do nothing time. Yeah, see, on Thomas's chart here, broken above that, or has it? No, it hasn't actually. Yeah, it has. Tell a lie. It's broken. See that big bullish bar? It's ticked above the bullish bar, so you can get away with a second entry. Well, technically, it's not a second entry short. First entry, second entry, third entry. But that may encourage you to, to go short. But there's just no great bar for me, to be honest with you. And if there isn't, I do nothing. It's as tempting as it is. You've got to follow your rules. If you follow them, it works. So we know there's buyers down here. That's what this mark down here for. I really hate the market. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's neither of my charts. I think he uses a second chart, Thomas. I think he does. But sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Not all charts are the same. They can differ from time to time. Why? I don't really know. Maybe it depends on internet speed. Maybe depends where you are in the world. May be a contributing factor, but Trouble is, you haven't got a bar. I used to hate it when that. I wouldn't be able to help myself seeing that and jumping in, but I've learned over the years it just doesn't work. You've just got to let it go. I mean, it's not that high probability. No. I mean, if that had gone up and given us a beautiful big bearish bar, then that may interest me a little bit, because there's clearly some support along there, but we didn't really. It just stacked sideways and then dropped straight to the EMA. And then it's kind of done then, isn't it? You know, you don't really want to get in there as such, because you don't know whether it's going to trigger and come back up and clear this. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It don't bother me in the slightest leaving them, not in the slightest, because I feel when I leave them and do things the right way, it's a really nice feeling. It's a nice feeling of self-control and discipline, and how you really want to be. We'd all like to be trained with those perfect stats, wouldn't we? Easier said than done, but when you do get to that, I'm going through a nice level of smooth thinking at the moment. I make better decisions. I don't panic. I'm not really jumping in anymore. I'm just waiting for a setup, and when you do trade like that, it does make you feel good. Let's just hope it lasts, but that's why I have Guardian Angel Trader should the worst happen. It's kind of like, I don't know, you US guys that live in places where you get those tornadoes, you have those kind of underground bunkers or whatever they call them, your basements or something, just in case the worst happened. You know, it's great to have all the warning signs and all the up-to-date news, but you just kind of never know. We're lucky over here. We don't get nothing like that. No animal's going to kill you over here. No weather's going to kill you over here. Now, there are some orders around the 50, which is here. So if we get 2 legs up, that may interest me. So there are some shorts there, chunk of short orders there. We've still got this. So if you get some shorts here, 2 legs up to that EMA, you're going to be trapping a higher low there. I would have a go at that.
Order submitted.
If this finishes bearish, I'm going to have a go at this.
Order submitted.
I don't mind
Order
that.
filled.
I think that's okay. We'll soon find out. There's a big bullish bar there that's triggered, so that's going to eat some stops, I think, for sure. So fingers crossed. Not a huge risk. Come on, get down. Come on. A few ticks away. I mean, literally a few ticks away. Okay, beautiful. I really like that. Thread up there, ate through those bearish orders, boom, straight down, finish below, really nice. You're going to have some stops there, no argument whatsoever. I think that was a nice trade. And that's all you got to do, sit patient and wait for something nice. We've got a clear leg down there, 2 clear legs up there, push right above the EMA, trap that real big bull bar, close there. Really like that one, really good solid setup. Nice clear 3 points. There we go. So second entry short, and that is basically me done for the day. I'll continue on, but I won't take another trade. So plus 3 points. Really nice, solid, clear trade for me, that. Let me have a look. Yes, it does. It does. But for me, there's 2 legs up. I'll tell you. There's 2 reasons why I took that. There's 2 reasons why I took that. One, there was a chunk of sell orders there, and I can see a chunk of buyers down here. So that had 2 legs up. When straight through those sell orders and reversed. I saw straight away the aggressive sellers climb higher than the buyers, and I know there are buyers down here. So for me, this is coming down. But yeah, just because that's made a new low doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to come down. Do you know what I mean? So did anybody else take that? Depends how it looks on the chart. Might look into bookmark. It just gives you that extra confirmation. Look back on it in a bit. You can see those orders. I put that line there at those orders. We had 2 legs up. It went straight up through the orders and closed below that EMA. So I can see there's a leg down, 2 clear attempts. That to me is a really nice clear second entry short. That's if you got it on your chart. Didn't look very good on my second chart, did it? But I know there was sellers there, and it went up, took those sellers, and I know there's buyers there. So look, it did what exactly I expected it to do. Pushed up to the sellers, came down to the buyers. So you've just got to kind of see it and take it and kind of leave it at that. Let me just want to see. So maybe no one's posted yet, because if people have got runners, they're probably still in there. But it came down clearly below. I was tempted to bring my profit down a bit there, but I'm not going to do that until I can get my accounts to a nice, comfortable level. But there's 10 points available there. I took 3, which was basically there, but I could have got 3 times that. But I'm okay just taking me points and building me account nice and slowly. You got 3,500 on it. Good on you, mate. See if anybody else took it. I bet Mac marks that. If that looks like he's on his chart, I bet Mac will mark that because we've got a channel down, 2 clear legs up, strong pull down, 2 legs back up to that EMA. Mac will mark that, I reckon. I hope so. So 1, 2, 3. I'm just sitting tight at the moment because, to be honest with you, I always work at my best when I take 1 trade a day. If I could get 1 winning trade a day, I would be over the moon. If I can get 2 in a week, that would give me more than I need profit-wise. So if I take 1 in a day, I'm more than happy to just not take any more, to be honest with you. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'll be going for 1 hour and 15 on the stream, an hour before. So I'm going to knock it on the head there. I've just got a big, nice joint of gammon that's come out of the oven. I'm going to have that little with some mashed potatoes and some veg. So I'm going to go and knock it on the head now. I'll go down, pour myself a scotch, and I'll leave you folks to it. So, good start to the week. So I'm more than pleased. I hope you got a setup. If not, I hope you get one. It's not a terrible day. It is moving a bit. There's not a huge amount of congestion, but at least we are getting volume. So I'm going to leave you chaps to it. So have a great day. Have a safe evening. And we'll catch up tomorrow. Do it all again. Bye for now.